Hi, Run Your Story family. This is Allison Gilliard with Run Your Story, where every story needs to be heard. Surprise edition! Yay! Extra podcast. Super excited. I had the privilege to sit down with Megan and Suzanne from the Port City Pacers. Megan is president and Suzanne is vice president of our amazing Port City Pacer running club. And so grateful for them. Got to learn all that Port City Pacers do and the history of Port City Pacers, along with the history of Azalea Trail. Yay! Super excited. Guys, I highly encourage you to join the Port City Pacers. If you haven't signed up to volunteer or to run or anything like that, there is a place for you at Port City Pacers. I'm excited. I'm getting involved in any way that I can, and so I just want to encourage you to all do the same. As you guys will hear, one of the things is that the more voices there are, the louder we are. And we know as runners, we can be really loud. So support Port City Pacers, their mission and what they're doing in Mobile, and very excited to see what's to come. I hope you guys enjoy learning just as much about the Azalea Trail as I did. And again, I highly encourage you, if you've not signed up as a runner or a walker, then do it. You will not regret it. And so guys, here is the Run Your Story special edition for Port City Pacers and the Azalea Trail. Well, thanks for being here. I am sitting in the presence of royalty, President and Vice President of the Port City Pacers, President Megan and Vice President Suzanne. Thanks, ladies, for being here.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure. Thank you.
So, I'm already a big Port City Pacer fan. So I am really excited because not only are we going to talk about Port City Pacers, but also about my favorite 10K, which is Azalea Trail. So let's start off with Port City Pacers. So what is the history of this amazing organization?
The Pacers were founded in 1979, and they were founded on the premise of promoting health and fitness in the running community for Mobile.
That's awesome.
So, and one of the big things at our founding was that the very first years of Azalea Trail Run.
Wow.
So,
dude, that's awesome. Yeah. Very cool. So one of my Patreon supporters has asked, how many current members are there now, and how many members do you hope to have this year?
Currently, we have around 320 current members.
Okay.
Personally, I would love to see this membership just grow. At one point in time, the Pacers had over 1,000 members. Wow. But this was also back when you didn't have multiple running clubs per city. But I would love to see that number to get back there.
Sure.
But I think as far as a goal for this year, I would love us to go over 400. Just start small and work our way back to what we used to be.
Yeah. So why should someone join Port City Pacers?
Well, there are so many benefits. First of all, we have several different ways you can become a member. You can be an individual member for $20 or a family membership for $25. And then I think you can be a lifelong member for, I think it's $30. I'm not positive, but I think it's $30. So for races, you get a discount for every race. Port City Pacer members get a newsletter every month with just lots of little information and stuff. One of the most important things is that we're a nonprofit organization. So our funds go towards some kind of charity or something for every race. For example, the Holiday Half, we ask our runners to bring toys, and those go to USA Women's and Children's. But we made enough money this year. We also made a donation to the city of Balabatry for our Turkey 10 and 10K and 5K. For that one, we bring canned goods, and those canned goods were donated as well. So we're always making donations to the community in which we run. And so I just think that's really, really important.
Absolutely. I love that so much. So let's say that somebody wants to become a member. How do they go about doing that?
Well, there's many ways. Most of our running places like Run and Try or Fleet Feet or McCoy's, they will have membership forms in their shops, but you can go to portcitypacers.com and there's a link on there, or you can come by the Pacer office on Morgan Avenue and sign up here, or you can grab a form at any of the races. They're where the other race forms are. So
The
you can
red
always,
rack.
yeah, the red rack. You can always grab one there and turn it in at virtually any race. It'll get to us.
That's awesome. Also, just so people know, on Runner Story, on the under community tab, there is the Port City Pacers link as well. So again, we believe in Port City Pacers. We believe in what you guys do, and we're just proud to be able to be a part of that. So let's say that somebody's like, I'm not a runner, but I love supporting the community. Well, I understand the importance of being a volunteer. So what kind of volunteer positions are there with Port City Pacers?
Oh my goodness. I think that every runner should volunteer at least once.
Absolutely. So much fun.
There are often, most races, we get there at 6:15 to set up for the race. And then, of course, there's the day before where we do packet pickup and we load the truck. And then there's after the race where we have to pack everything up. We have to mark the course. You got to have people at the finish line.
Water stops.
Water stops. There are so many opportunities. And if you've never worked a finish line, it gives you a whole new perspective after you work a finish line. So, pull your tab. Okay, I'll pull your tab. But there's so many opportunities. And then we have some open board positions as well.
Okay.
Megan, you want to tell them about the board positions we have?
Yep. Currently, we have a position open for a course marshal. And basically what that does is race day, they go out and they mark your course. They're the central person for course related items. Where's the water stop? We also have a position open for registration and results. And basically that position is they're at the computer race day inputting the day of registrations. They also input registrations that are turned in, I'm going to say manually, at local running stores.
Okay.
They print the bibs. Make sure that the local running stores are supplied with the current race forms for our races.
We're always looking for someone to step up with ATR as well.
Yes.
And we'll talk about that a little bit later. But those are the two main ones that we have right now.
Okay.
Oh, we need a newsletter. The newsletter position.
We will coming up in May.
We will be needing our newsletter individual has moved, so we that will be an open position as well. So
Gotcha. Awesome. So one of the things that I had a question about was the Grand Prix. What is that as a Port City Pacer member?
So Grand Prix is just an opportunity. We do a celebration at the end of the season or the beginning of the new season. It's usually in August and has always been since I've been around at Chickasaw Park. So Chickasaw 2-miler, and we give out awards for Corporate Cup and we give out awards for Grand Prix. So members accumulate points.
Okay.
And then there are awards for the top 10.
For Grand Prix.
For Grand Prix.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you mentioned Corporate Cup. So what is that?
So Corporate Cup is a whole different entity than Port City Pacers. I think sometimes people think if they join Port City Pacers, they're automatically on the Pacer Corporate Cup team.
Okay.
Not the case. Anybody can be a Pacer member, and then there are a lot of businesses, Ebonic and the Power Company and all kinds of businesses out there. USA, I think, has a team. Port City Pacers has a team, and we're divided into divisions.
Okay.
And then awarded points, participation points, and then also points for first place finishes, second place finishes, third place finishes. And I don't know all the calculations and how they work, but
it's based off of an age and the number of individuals within your age bracket, and
I get lots of points that way.
However, I do not. It's fine.
I don't really get lots of points.
But I mean, we also have some local churches. They have corporate cup teams.
Okay.
So just speaking of the people on the Pacer board, you have some people that run for Spring Hill Baptist Church, and you have some people that run for Bluebell Bombers, and then you have some people that run for the Pacers team.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of approach. You can, at one point in time before I was on the Pacer board, I ran for my husband's company. They had a corporate cup team.
Okay.
So it's just a different way. It's kind of like a competition amongst the races and amongst the running community itself. So.
I love that. Oh, I did not know that. That's awesome.
And there are actual trophies.
Ooh.
Like an actual silver cup.
Stays with you for the year.
And it gets engraved with whomever is that yearly winner. It gets engraved and they get to keep it. So
okay. So how does a group become a corporate cup?
Well, in the past, it's been to contact Will Wright, and I think he's still the person we just email. I've had people ask us that before, and we just email him because not every race is a corporate cup race. I think that races have to present to a committee, and then they vote and choose. There's a captain for each corporate cup team that's kind of the organizer that sends out the information to the team. And so in the past, it's been just contact Will if your company wants to do it and get more information.
There's a yearly fee. I want to say it's $20. It's not much to have a team. Okay. And that's the only fee. And really, that money goes to the awards at the end of the year.
Sure.
I love that. That's cool. I didn't know about the different organizations. So
yes, there are a lot of different groups that are in there, so it's fun. It's fun to have a little competition.
Absolutely, yeah.
You'll see the Bombers with their shirts on, and the Power Company with their shirts on, and you can tell, corporate. They're a corporate team, yes. And I believe in order to earn points for a particular race, you have to have at least 3 runners, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, 3 runners per, and it has to be I'll say, premier event. Like, for instance, Azalea Trail Run is a corporate cup race. Okay. But in order to be counted, you have to run the 10K.
Okay.
Holiday half. You have to run the half. So,
gotcha.
So you have to run the assigned distance for that race.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. Oh, very cool. So how long have you guys been a part of Port City Pacers?
Well, I retired almost 5 years ago, and after I retired, I said I want to find a way to get involved. So probably for me about 3.5, 4 years, somewhere around there, because I didn't do it right at the beginning. But I did promotions for a little while, and then agreed to do vice president last year, and spent about 2 months as president before Megan stepped up and took that position, thank goodness. And so I don't know, Megan, how long have you been doing
I've been at it probably close to 8 years now.
Wow.
I opened my mouth at a 8K by the Bay, as a matter of fact, and offered to help with something, and it kind of has been downhill ever since. But it kind of like Suzanne, I came in doing programs. That was the first. Actually, no, I'll take that back. I came in jumped headfirst and became the race director of BOM.
Wow.
And then I picked up programs, and then I moved to secretary, and I've done quite a few different jobs. So,
what's your favorite thing about Port City Pacers?
The relationships that you've made with people that you may not. You can see someone at an event, but actually being on the board, you get to know. Like, I have so many mutual friends of Suzanne, but we had never met. And
Get out of here, seriously.
It's just the sense of community, and it's a whole nother family. I know I could call any of these people, any of my fellow Pacers, if I needed something, and they're there just like my own family is.
Oh,
so
we often do that too.
I love that.
We were talking about volunteering earlier, and Megan mentioned she jumped in as race coordinator, race director for the BOM, and you don't have to be on the board to be a race director.
Okay.
We had Michelle Ard, who did the Turkey 10, and she was the race director for that. So we often step up, but we love to have our members come and be a race director. Wants to step up and do it in the bush race director. We'd love to have them let us know.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What's been your favorite thing about Port City Pacers?
I think it's probably going to be the same thing. I do have fun.
No, not at all.
Not at all. Not even a little bit. I don't always get to run at a pacer race, so I do enjoy the other races where I actually get to run because we're working and we have to make sure everything's covered, and that's okay. It's a lot of fun doing that. But I don't know. I like to hear what kind of awards do you like? What kind of shirts do you like? What was good about this race? What should we change? How should we fix this and make it better? So
and we do listen.
I love that. Yeah.
And we don't want to give you the same awards every single time because we're just like you are. We've done these races. We've gotten 100 medals. Let's try to do something new. And what kind of shirt would you like? It makes a difference because if you don't like the shirts that we're giving or we're getting, then chances are several other people aren't happy with them either. So just.
Yes, and that's something that changed after COVID was the shirts and getting those ordered and making sure that You sign up. We got in a really bad habit of signing up like right before the race during COVID because they were constantly canceled. So everybody kind of got in that habit. But we have to order shirts several weeks in advance. So in order to assure that you're going to get one, there's a cutoff date. And so and you'll see that for most races. And we literally don't order very many extras anymore. Because we want to make sure we are a nonprofit.
Yeah.
And the goal is not necessarily to make money, but at least break even.
Yeah. And then, like you said, be able to donate, to be able to give back to the community that we're racing in.
Exactly.
I love that. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I have a funny story about you, Megan, and that is...
Me too.
It was the holiday half before it got moved.
Yeah.
So it was race morning. I pull up, and there's Megan in a truck. On the top of the truck.
Oh, that was Bowden's truck.
Putting together the finish line. And I was like, Megan, what are you doing? She was like, just keep walking.
Sometimes
there are a lot of pictures there.
I am a team player. And so when the time clock needs to be hung on top of the pole, the finish line stanchions, and the only way to get up there is for somebody to climb on top of a vehicle, more often than not, Megan does it.
Well, that's because Megan's younger.
So you do what you have to do.
I love
that was probably the most orchestrated one of all, but it's happened more than once. Usually I don't have to climb top of an SUV. Usually it's a truck. It's a little easier to maneuver, but you do what you have to do sometimes. Make it work.
I love it.
So
that's awesome. So cool. So I just want to say thank you as a runner for putting on such great races, the cool swag. I will say this, there's been times where I've responded when you guys have posted, here's our upcoming shirt, and I get so excited because I'm like, oh, they nailed it. Done. Like, I'm going to wear that all the time. So, speaking of shirts with Azalea Trail, you guys are looking for an artist.
We are, but before we go to Azalea Trail, can I just clarify membership?
Absolutely.
And cost? Because they does start running together. But individual is $20 and family is $25. You can be a supporting member. So if you're not a runner or you don't run anymore, for $30 is a supporting member. If you want to do a lifetime membership and you're an individual over 65, and we do have quite a few runners over 65, it's $250. And if you want to be a lifetime family or head of household over 65, it's $300. So those are the costs. I wanted to clarify that because I gave wrong information earlier. So now we can talk about ATR.
So you guys have put out that people can submit art designs for Azalea Trail. I think that is so cool. I love last year's design. The hot pink Azalea Trail flower was so cool.
Yeah.
So how do you guys, let's talk about the history of Azalea Trail.
So the first Azalea Trail was ran in 1978.
Wow.
During its time, it has been the RRCA Regional Championship. And that's RRCA is our backing agency, is the best way I can describe it. That's the Road Runners Club of America. And they choose different races to be their championships, kind of like an additional competition, etc. But this year will be the 45th Azalea Trail Run. So...
Wow.
So fun story about the very first Azalea Trail in 1978. I was a crewmate, and I remember us moving. We actually used to put azaleas at the finish line, and I remember putting those out there.
Wow.
Yeah, early in the morning. It was very early for an 8-year-old.
And I can remember being a young child, and I went to school downtown, and so I commuted downtown every day, and I can remember when it was Azalea Trail time, the pink stripe on the street being painted, and so you might see that make a return this year. Just the finish line. There was. So we'll see if we can make that happen. But,
very
cool.
I
have memories of different things, just like Suzanne, and I didn't really know what it was or why, but I remember that pink stripe across the street every year on Canal. That's where it was.
What a memory.
Yeah, it's fun. I remember running because we used to have the school entries and things. And my first fun run and thinking, oh, I got this. No, I don't got this. I was a little disappointed. I was never really a runner, like fast or anything. And I thought, oh yeah, sure, I can go out and do this fun run. Not true.
No.
So yeah, a lot of Azalea Trail memories. And we do have the contest right now. Of course, it's going to close in 2 days, but we just, Megan's always does t-shirts. She's in charge of the t-shirts on the committee. And so we just put out there to see what people might
we would love to have someone local.
Yeah.
To be and last year was a local individual. The year before was a local individual. But anybody can go online and use an image generator. But that takes the fun to me that takes it out of your community. So really, I'm excited. I haven't seen any of the submissions.
I have.
So, but I'm hoping. I've heard nothing but good things. So I'm hoping that we'll get something good, and it'll be something that will commemorate 45 years. So
we have about 25 people that have contacted. And it's Monday. We have about 5 submissions complete so far through me, and there may be others through Peggy.
Yeah, that's amazing. One of my favorite things about Azalea Trail is, and you've hit on this, Megan, is the community. The people that come out through. You run through the neighborhoods, and they come out and they cheer on. They have a good party. They're ringing the bells. It's a great party throughout our city. And the people are handing mimosas or take a shot of this, cheering you on. They're in their bathrobes, like they're having a party. And it's one of my favorite things that I love to do.
Course support is so important to runners, and the more people we have out in the community to cheer people on, the more likely those people are to go back and say, oh my gosh, they had the best course support. You have to do this race. Like you said, it's so much fun. There were people out cheering, and there was music, and there's belly dancers, and we call that the hoopla. But the people along the route are so important. We love seeing them out there. So we encourage all of our midtown, downtown neighbors to be out and cheering for the runners.
Absolutely.
It's fun.
It is fun.
Last year was, I think, the first running where Barton Academy they had put the new school at Barton. And I can't tell you how many people commented on the inspirational words that they had put on the sidewalk. And it's just something, so it's great to bring people out. And
we hope they'll be out there again.
Yes.
And with their words of inspiration out there, and hopefully even maybe at a water stop, or at least cheering out in front of the school or something that we'd love to have. Well, we encourage any organization or school to come out and just find you a spot. We post the map on the ATR website, and just find a spot. Come cheer.
It's so much fun. Absolutely. And again, if anybody's listening and they're like, you know what, I'm not a runner, I can't tell you how much fun it is to get a group of friends and say, we're going to work our water station. I mean, it's a blast. And then I've gotten to meet several different people that I didn't know by volunteering at different Port City Pacer runs. When I wasn't running, I was like, if I'm not running this, I'm going to go and hang out and meet somebody. And then just being able to cheer on people and wet them down and get them excited, keep them going, because you do. Sometimes it's hard, but Azalea Trail means so much to me because it was my first 10K race that I ever did. And it's got all these fond memories for me. And so, again, just thank you to Port City Pacers for putting it on. And 45 years, that is
a lot. 45 runs. We did 2 in 1 year. We missed a year, so we did in October and a March.
Wow.
Yeah, so, but really to be back and on track, and of course you never know what kind of weather you're going to get.
That's right.
but go ahead and sign up.
That's right. That's exactly what, because right now we're training, our Runner Story training program is training for Azalea Trail, and we've had a lot of wet days, and we've had a lot of cold days, and right now we're in hot and humid days. And that's what I've been telling them. I'm like, guys, we're going to train in it all, because Azalea Trail,
you never know what you're going to get.
I remember the first one I ran the whole 10K. Well, I slogged the whole 10K, but I didn't walk any. And I didn't start until like 11 o'clock.
Whoa.
Because it rained so badly that morning, and it was so hot and so humid, the steam coming up. It was really, really humid. But we went out there at 11 o'clock and did it. And everybody was there.
Man.
And
packet pickup, will it be like it was last year down at the
Yeah.
Okay.
To be determined.
Okay,
We haven't
fair.
really finalized yet.
Okay.
Our exact spot.
The most recent update is we will be around the perimeter of Mardi Gras Park.
Okay.
So that's
We like setting up outside. We'll have tents set up and everything. I like the
Oh,
outdoors.
yeah.
And so that's what we're looking at right now. That
Okay.
was the most recent thing.
Very cool. Anything else that you guys want to share about Azalea Trail or Port City Pacers?
Join Port City Pacers
There
so
we go.
we can be a voice for health and fitness and running and walking activities. The stronger the membership, the bigger the voice.
Oh,
And
that's good.
so just like we had people that went to
the Brooklyn
Brooklyn-
by the bay.
Brooklyn out there where they're deciding what they're going to do.
Yeah.
And so we really need some safe walking and courses and things like that where we can come have a 5K or a 10K. And when you have a large membership, you carry a big voice. So come join us. We're a good organization. Sign up for those races.
And
Volunteer.
just touching on the volunteering again, always remember, just because you volunteer doesn't mean you can't run the race.
That's true.
I mean, there are helping just set up and then go run the race is such a help. Or providing an hour or two of your time the day before for packet pickup. It really is a very large help.
Or running really fast, and crossing the finish line, and then come help at the finish line.
That's a big order for me. That would, yeah.
But there are so many different. I can only give you 30 minutes. We'll take it. There's not a limit to what we need. So, and especially with the Zaya Trail coming up, you can only give a little bit of time. That's okay, because we're grateful for whatever. If you come help out, and that may allow one of the board members to go take a break, get a sandwich. So every little bit of time helps.
And of course, we're always looking for sponsors for all of our races. So if you are a business or know a business that wants to sponsor, that's always a good way to help as well. I mean, you think about if there's 300 people in a race and those 300 people are wearing those t-shirts around and your logo's on the back.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that are going to see your logo, and we try to promote that on social media as well. So we're open to sponsorship. Sometimes we have in-kind, sometimes we have monetary, but companies are always welcome to step up and do that as well. So.
Dude, yeah. Sponsorship, volunteer, run. There's a place for
Walk.
anybody. Walk, absolutely.
We really want to build our walking community as well as our assisted athletes
Yes.
community, and encourage people to come out. We have friends that don't run anymore. They just walk. Well, and I hate to say just walk.
There's no judge.
Because I've got one friend that probably
It's the
cannot
same
walk my run.
It's the same mileage as the
Absolutely.
person running.
Yeah.
And so we encourage everyone to come, and
I feel like we had a very large athletes with disabilities, and then COVID hit, and it's slowly. The Joe Kane run yesterday. It was great that you had two wheelchair athletes.
Yes.
Because it's really that you understand. They're having to keep themselves safe, and so it was great to see multiple participants yesterday, and hopefully those numbers will pick back up with. Dare to say COVID going away.
we're learning how to deal with
learning
it.
how to
absolutely.
adjusting. So hopefully it'll.
Everybody can do it.
Absolutely. There's a place for everybody, whether when it comes to a race and when it comes to Port City Pacers.
Yeah.
There's a place for everybody.
Yes, definitely.
Awesome. Thanks, ladies.
All right,
you.
it was fun.
How fun was that, guys? I hope that you learned more about finding a place at the Port City Pacers and how you can support and cheer on, and we can all be a part of this amazing community of the Port City Pacers and what they do and their mission for Mobile. And also, I hope to see you for Azalea Trail. Dude, it's gonna be so much fun. I've already said I will be volunteering for packet pickup, so I will be there. So make sure that you stop by and you say hey when you come to pick up your packet or come to sign up for the race. So do it, guys. It's gonna be so much fun. Let's have a blast. Let's show our running community what we're all about, and let's show Mobile what we're all about. That running and walking is fun, and we're a community, and we want to be heard. So, as I always like to say, I hope that you take what you've learned from Port City Pacers and with Azalea Trail, and it becomes a part of your story, as it has become a part of mine. So, go lace up those walking and running shoes, hit the pavement, and run your story where every story needs to be heard.